Vögele Super 1900-3 is a paver which can lay up to 900 tonnes of material per hour. This review looks at two versions. Model 858 is in the colours of Vögele, and Model 85802 is in the colours of the French construction company Eurovia. The models come in different boxes. This one is the Vögele factory packaging, and the Eurovia model comes in a Eurovia branded box. Let's open up the Eurovia version, and the first thing that comes out is a nice little reprinted brochure. And it's really very good because there's lots of information about the real paver. I suppose we can only hope that one day all models will come with information like this about the real machines. But there again, I often hope I will win the lottery. This Eurovia version of the model is a limited edition and it's made for the Vancy webshop, and only 300 have been made in this colour scheme. Inside the tray the paver sits snugly, and it's surrounded by some soft paper to protect the paintwork. Also included in the box is a small bag and it contains some spare track links, and that's a nice touch. There is some inner packaging to remove, and there's also an elastic band securing some of the opening parts. But there's no assembly to do because this model is complete out of the box. Starting underneath, the material screw looks good, but it doesn't turn. But the small metal tracks are very good and very detailed. Everything at the front is metal, including the drive belts, which are a metal casting. There are nice textured walkways on the screed, and the metal handrails are nice and thin. One of the really excellent tiny details is the control consoles at the end of the screed, and the same applies to the control console inside the cab. The engine grills look convincing, and as we'll see later, there's a detailed engine too. One detail that is missing though is the paved dock traffic signals, and they should be on each side of the canopy. The Eurovia version of the model has identical detailing, but of course it's in the typical smart colour scheme. We begin the review of the features by delivering the Super 1900-3 to the Cranes etc. test track, where it gets unloaded by a giant unrealistic hand. The first thing to note on the model is that the canopy and exhaust fold down for transport. And now it's ready to go, we can try out the crawler tracks. They can't bite and roll on a smooth surface, but they are actually nicely engineered and roll very easily when moved by hand. Another small working feature is the scraper at the end of the tracks, which can be moved up and down. We've looked at the smooth, so let's look at the rough, and on a rough surface the crawler tracks do roll very well. At the front of the paver there are some nicely articulated hoppers, and they are used to force material onto the belt. Another small feature is the oscillating roller bar, which engages the wheels of a tipper truck. Moving up to the cab, the seats on each side open up, and that allows the operator to get a better view in front past the discharging tipper truck. There's also a slide-out canopy on each side. Moving inside the operator's area, there's a single control console, but it's clever because it's on a rail so it can be positioned in front of the seat on either side of the machine. Not only that, but the small micro model engineering continues because the console can be rotated in front of the seat. If you have employees, you can grab hold of them by the head and force them into the seat, where hopefully you'll get a day's work done. Pavers pave, so let's pave the way for checking the paver. And the entire screed is held on a couple of hydraulic rams, and it can be raised and lowered. Of course you might want to pave pavings in different paving widths by the paver. And on the model the screed is adjustable for width on both sides. One excellent series of features on the model is the opening engine covers, and these are very well engineered with reasonably discreet hinges. Opening up the main engine cover on top reveals a detailed engine made up of a number of different components. And that detailed view continues when you open up the panel on the other side. One of the best features of the Eurovia coloured model, however, is that you can add other models in Eurovia colours and get a nice little diorama. This is another very highly detailed and functional model of a Vögele paver, and it keeps up the very good reputation that models of Vögele machines have. The paintwork and graphics are very good, and of course the Eurovia version is a collectible limited edition. If you're looking for a high quality roadworks model, then these ones are outstanding.